Hi there, everyone, it's me, TheDomotaku, and today we're talking about Citrus Episode 2, and I told you it'd be late because I was hella busy over the past few days, and I really wanted to talk about this series so much, so here I am talking about it super late. But anyways, Citrus! So, Episode 2 was really good, so I think one of the things I had to think about, like, given the time that it took me to record this video, right, and that's super late, rewatching or going back into Citrus because I don't remember much of the beginning, to be honest, so far from the manga. Everything's been going so far with the manga, right? Like, I know it's about the words. I know how this stuff is gonna play out to some extent, right? Because I have some manga knowledge. However, rereading or revisiting the anime, it just made me like the series a lot more, and I think the reason why is because of the character building. And you know, Citrus, as we know, is a Yuri romance, so of course our main focus would have to be our number one main couple here, Mei and Yuzu. So seeing as how the first episode of course set up like, oh, this is a romance, this is a Yuri, our main interest is these two, or you know, one of them develops feelings for the other and then they eventually end up as a couple, right, or something like that. So yeah, that was it. And then this episode just went like all the way up to 100. I'm just like, dang, stuff happened in this episode. So yeah, another thing that the first episode set up is the atmosphere of the show, because you know, of course, it's a Yuri's romance, and then you have Yuzu, who's just your typical normal average girl, high school girl, and you have Mei, who's in this super strict atmospheric school of a thing, right? And also her responsibilities as the council president and the lineage of her being the granddaughter of the chairman and stuff. It puts a lot of pressure on her, which is why this episode just made like a lot of emotional feels and character development and stuff, because essentially what happens is that Yuzu tries to fix sort of these things and you know, help her sister out because they're sisters and why not, and exposes the damn teacher for making out in the school, and then gets him somewhat suspended, and then announces that she's the granddaughter of the chairman, or like step granddaughter of the chairman, you know. So that causes a lot of trouble, and it ends up having Mei move out of the house and, you know, being away from her new family and stuff, and from Yuzu, and that causes a lot of drama and tension to the point that, you know, Yuzu is just only trying to help, and then, you know, she's only trying to help because for one, she's in love with her sister, and she develops those feelings towards the end of the episode. That was a good cliffhanger. You know, she finally realizes that she has feelings for her sister Mei, and that's what love is, because she's never felt love in this whole series yet. So that's that. And then you know, Mei has this huge burden and just huge weight on her because of who she is and her family and relationships and stuff. So of course Yuzu tried to help carry that weight, right, and help her out. And then you have this altercation where even more misunderstandings happen because she's at the grandfather's house and he sees the two together and other stuff. And then, was that it? I think that was it. Yeah, that was it. So forth. That was honestly pretty quick, to be honest. I didn't expect to see that in episode 2, you know, like, you won't have like a I don't know how exactly to phrase this, but this is a Yuri romance. Okay, so essentially our protagonist, Yuzu, has already established her feelings for the character, or her sister, Mei, right? So of course, somewhat soon, we're going to be expecting some kind of confession of love, and then other things from that point on. I can't really say too much because that would spoil some of the things in the future of the series, but essentially, you know, the end of the episode focuses on the point that she has realized her feelings to Yuzu, and now, assumingly, she's gonna convey them to Mei, and then we'll see if their relationship will build, or she'll accept her feelings in the relationship. So who knows about that? But anyways, that's it for episode 2. I really like the characters, and just revisiting this anime for like quite a long time actually. I haven't read the manga in a while too, so it's a good revisit. So anyways, that's it for episode 2's review. So far, this is like is this like the only romance I'm watching this season? I think it is. Oh wow, that's kind of weird, but interesting. Anyways, so yeah, Citrus episode 2. we will be continuing off in episode 3 and see what happens then. So take care, guys, Matane, and I can't wait to see you guys then.